Hello there, my name is Niamh and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I was going to be like, I upload every Tuesday and Friday. I think I still do. I don't know what I'm doing this year. Welcome to the first video of 2021. I said last month that the first Tuesday of every month I would be doing a mental health chats video, so here we are, the first Tuesday of January. Welcome. Let's get right into it. So the topic I'm going to be discussing for this mental health chats video is all about being hard on yourself. So this is something that I have done for years and years and years, probably as young as like age 10. I honestly can't even remember, but it is just something that I've just always been hard on myself. I've always been very critical of myself, but I did not realize that's exactly what I was doing, if you get what I mean. Like, I just assumed this is the way people are. It was just the way I have been more or less my whole life, and I just thought it was the way things were. This is just what you're like to yourself. That's just what I thought, until I went to counselling, and through that he basically was like, you're a perfectionist and you were really hard on yourself and really self-critical. And I was like, I'm not a perfectionist. And then he told me what a perfectionist was, and I was like, oh, I am a perfectionist. Through that I really just discovered that I am very harsh on myself. I am my biggest enemy, and yeah, we're just going to be talking about that today. I'm going to just give you some kind of tips, advice. I don't know, again, you never ever have to take my advice with these, but something I want this year is to be a better friend to myself. And so writing down some of these, half of it was kind of for me anyway, and I just wanted to make a video out of it too, just in case I can help one of you guys. So if you are really hard on yourself, you should continue watching because I have some things that possibly will help you. So the first thing I would say is to figure out why you are so hard on yourself, because this then is how you basically start your journey on not being so hard to yourself. So you just got to figure out, like, is it school? Is it the way you were raised? A certain family member or something has just always been critical on you, and then you are then taking that upon yourself or something. I think for me, when I really started being hard on myself was through school. One of my best friends from like primary school, I'm still best friends with her now. She's incredibly intelligent, very smart, very book smart, very clever, and I used to sit next to her any chance I got. And I'll put it out there, I was an average student. I didn't get A's, I didn't fail. I was your average C in Ireland. I was a C student, that was what I was. Get B's and the odd few things. I was a very average student. I didn't try as hard as I probably could have tried, but I still gave it a bit of effort. But being sat next to someone who was so intelligent, and like in some of the classes I would have been on like higher level, but I would have considered myself the kind of lowest of the class. So when you look around and you have all these people getting certain grades and you're not, it's very easy to start comparing yourself to. So I've been doing that for years and years, especially with my best friend, just comparing results. And that's not fair because everyone has a different level of intelligence. But when you see everyone around you getting like A's and B's and everything, and you're still just getting C's and D's the odd time, that I think is where it started for me. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Just try to figure out where it's all coming from within you, you know? The next thing is recognize how hard it is going to be to stop. Like, it is going to be ridiculously hard to stop being hard on yourself. I am still very hard on myself, even though I am working on it, and it is a pure work in progress. But I just want you to realize that it's going to be a really tough journey, because for me, it is basically a part of who I am. It is a part of my personality, and it's really hard to change who you are as a person. It's really hard to take a section of your personality and change it. So it's going to be a tough journey, but I think if you really want to do it, you're gonna stick with it and you're gonna try your hardest. And yeah. The next thing is, remember that you need to be your biggest friend. So in life, yes, it's important to have friends around you, relationships, everything like that, but ultimately you are with you all the time. So you need to be the biggest friend you have. Once you realize that, there is literally no point in being hard on yourself, because you have to be your own friend. And if you are going to be diminishing towards yourself, if you're going to be critical and all these bad things, then you're not going to be your own friend. But you really need to realize that throughout life, you gotta be your own biggest friend. You've gotta be your biggest hype person. And that is something I'll always truly believe, that you have to be your biggest best friend. So the next thing I want to say, where is it? I'm just looking down at my notes. Yes. It's basically to just tell yourself, stop. And I kind of got this from this book. It's called Kindfulness by Padraig O'Moran. I think it says be a true friend to yourself with mindful self-compassion. So my counselor actually recommended this to me. I am over halfway through and it's quite good. I think you need to take it kind of personally. I think you need to take it slowly because there's a lot of information, and realistically I'm gonna go back and read over this and highlight different things and take different notes and stuff, but I just kind of want to give it one read through first. But it is basically just all about being nice to yourself and being compassionate and just being your own friend, really. So I would highly recommend this book, and this is where I kind of got my next point from. When you feel yourself going, when you feel your mind going and it's like attacking yourself and being so self-critical, and you're like, well, should have been doing this and I couldn't do this, and then if I had done this, blah, 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 and you're just running with your brain, just simply just be like, stop. That's all you gotta do. I think at first, like, there's no need to go any further. There's no need to be like, stop, let's discuss now what we're talking about. What are we doing here? Like, why am I being like this? No need for that just yet, okay? When you're getting started, I just think it's important to catch yourself when you are going down that negative spiral. One of the things I have found helpful is just to literally tell yourself, stop. Just stop. That's all you gotta say, that one simple word. Don't go any further and just say stop. Take your mind somewhere else, take your body somewhere else, just move out of that environment for now. Start small and simple by literally just saying stop. When you can feel your mind going and when you can feel yourself going into that self-critical mode, just be like, stop, and just move on from it, and then later on deal with it properly. But I think just getting the basics first and just acknowledging when you are kind of spiraling with your thoughts, just say stop. Just give it a go. Just stop. The next one, and this is probably very cliche, but it's very true, and it's to talk to yourself as if you were talking to your friend. So when you are going through these self-critical moments and being really hard on yourself, just take a step back and be like, okay, if my friend was currently saying the things that I'm saying to myself, what would I say to them? And it can be quite helpful. It can feel very cliche to be doing, but it is very helpful, because you just gotta stop and think, okay, wait now, if they were saying this to me, I'd be like, whoa, that's not fair, that's not nice to yourself, you should say this instead, blah blah blah. And slowly but surely you will naturally start doing that with yourself. Your nicer part of your brain will kick in and be like, hey, that's not fair, why don't we talk about this, why don't we say this instead, all that kind of stuff. Damn it, I always do this. I always run into one point when I'm talking about another. But basically, when I was on about just talk to your friend, the next point I have is to try get your compassionate side of your brain to kick in. And that's what I was saying there, that if you continue to kind of talk to yourself as a friend, eventually the compassionate and the nice and the friend part of your brain will instinctively kick in, and you will find yourself just naturally doing that. The more you practice to talk to yourself as a friend, the more natural it's going to become to your brain to just kick itself in, if you get what I mean. To like, you get what I mean, like to kick in itself. I think you get what I'm saying. Do you get what I'm saying? Basically, just your compassion side of your brain will kick in eventually if you keep training it to. I think that's what I'm trying to say, I'm sorry. And for what is, oh, it's a cat. I could see something up the back of the garden and I was like, that looks like a funky bird, because it's a cat. The last thing I have to say, and it is like 5 lines long, so I'm going to read it out from my notes because otherwise I will probably mess it up. Remember that it's not fair to constantly be mean to yourself. You're only human, and you're with yourself for the rest of your life. So you may as well be your best friend and attempt to love the heck out of yourself. You know, I think ultimately at the end of the day, you have to realize that you are with you for life. You don't get a break from you. The sooner you remember that and the sooner you really take that into consideration, the more you're going to be like, I need to be my own best friend. I need to be nice to myself, because if you are constantly mean and constantly your own enemy and constantly being hard on yourself, your life is not going to get any easier and you won't get any happier, any lighter, anything like that. So there's so many birds happening outside right now and they're all distracting me, sorry. All I'm just trying to say is just remember that you are with you 24/7. You may as well just try be nice to yourself and just try be a friend. And of course I know this is all well and good and, you know, so much easier said than and done and all that kind of stuff. But I think that if you really want to try and change the way you treat yourself, the way you act to yourself, the way you talk to yourself, I think you can do it if you really want to. Just know that it's going to take time and it will take a lot of work, and you're gonna have some bad days, and that's okay. You're gonna have days where you just can't be a friend to yourself, and that's okay. It's okay to have those days where you fall down a little bit, you just don't feel as, you know, on top of things as you normally do, and that is completely okay once you don't have too many of those days in a row. So obviously, as I said, we're human. We can't be like this perfect thing, like nothing's perfect anyway, but you can't be like at the top of your game 7 days a week. So it's completely fine to have a day or two where you feel you fall off the wagon, whatever you want to call it, but always remember to just try kick back in and try get yourself standing up and going again, you know. I hope that all made sense. I feel like I need to stop saying that in my videos, because I'm always like, I don't know, did that make sense? But I think I do make sense. I just tend to waffle and tend to la 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 a lot, you know. Jamming? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope that you got something from this. I really hope you do. And if you are being mean to yourself, and if you are someone who's really hard on yourself, we're gonna get there, okay? We've absolutely got this, and we'll get there, and we're gonna be our own best friend someday, okay? We absolutely are. If you did get something from this video, please, I'd love if you could let me know in the comments or DM me on Instagram or something. Just let me know that I'm talking sense, that it's actually maybe doing something good. That's all I want with this video. If you did like this video, make sure that you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already, and I shall see you when I next see you.